I can't even function. I could make so many horrible eye puns right now, it's not even funny. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. So today I'm going to be doing this gouged out eye makeup tutorial, and I am happy with it. I don't think it quite turned out how I wanted it to, and I genuinely think that this is just a look that does require practice, because I have never done something like this on myself, and by that I mean covering up an eye and having to do the makeup on top of that, because you have to keep in mind that when you're covering up your eye, you are impairing your vision and everything is going to be disoriented. And so I knew that was going to be coming, but then of course I ended up starting to apply makeup, and I applied way too much rose adjuster. There's too much of a harsh line here. Some of the edges aren't blended as much as I would like to, and there's just too much color. But from what I could see with my one eye was that it was, you know, it didn't blend well. It honestly just looked like a circle, and I felt like I needed more rose adjuster to blend it into my skin because it's an injury, so obviously there's gonna be irritation. And I do know a lot of this is just me being critical because it is my own work, but I do want you guys to know that this is something that I would recommend practicing before actually doing it for, you know, going out for Halloween or doing it for a play or anything like that, just because you definitely want to perfect it. And so I think I had a little too much of faith in myself, and I thought that it would be really good the first time, and this is just something that I do think requires practice. I still did want to put out this tutorial for you guys because I do think this will be something to look back at in the future and kind of see how much I've improved, because I'm not perfect. I'm not going to claim to be perfect, but I do think that this turned out really well, and I am happy with how it turned out, especially for it being my first time. So if you guys want to see me create this gouged out eye makeup, just keep watching. Hey guys, so to get started, I'm going to be taking my NYX Photo Loving Primer and just applying that all over my face so we can fill in our pores so we have a nice, beautiful base for our foundation. Speaking of foundation, I'm going to be starting off by taking my Tarte Rainforest of the Sea foundation in medium sand and just applying this all over my face with a large buffing brush. Moving on to concealer, I'm taking my ColourPop No Filter Concealer, and this is now the number 14. It used to be 15, but they did just change all of their shade names and added way more shades to their collection, which I think is amazing. So I'm just going to be taking 14 and applying that to all of the areas that I would normally highlight. So that is under my eyes, cupid's bow, forehead, temples, under my cheekbones, etc., etc. Next, I'm moving on to priming my eyes. So for this, I'm just taking my Smashbox 24-Hour Eyelid Primer and just applying it to my eyes. You really only need to put it on one, but I was just kind of going into the habit, and I did put it on both. Then you just want to make sure to blend this out. I'm using my ColourPop F5 concealer brush, but you can use a beauty blender if that is all you have. I really like this brush. I personally feel like it works better than a beauty blender, and it just makes the skin look blurred and basically as if you have already put Facetune on your face. Next, I'm just going to be baking my concealer by taking my Airspun translucent powder and a dry Morphe sponge and just applying that while we move on to our eyeshadow. For my eyeshadow, I'm taking my Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. I'm going to be taking this champagne highlight shade and just applying that to my brow bone. Then I'm going to be moving on to my transition shade, and I'm just taking this light camel color and applying that into the crease and then making sure to blend that out. Then we're going to be taking this yellow color from the palette, applying it into the crease and making sure to blend that out as well. I really love this color. I feel like it really brightens the eye and definitely makes the transition shade a little bit more fun. For my lid, I'm going back into this highlight color and just applying that all over the lid to start off. Then I'm going to be taking this rust color, applying that into the crease and darkening it up with some of this burnt orange. And I'm definitely going to be trying to sharpen it, but you also want to make sure that you're blending it out so it transitions into your transition color. Taking my finger, I'm going to be using the gold eyeshadow and applying that onto my lid, and then taking this dark shimmery copper color and applying that to the outer lid as well, just so we can have a nice little bit of an ombre. And then we're going to be adding a little bit more of the burnt orange into the crease just so it blends nicely. You're going to be brushing off the excess translucent powder so we can move on to the lower lash line, and I'm just going to be start off by taking this nude color, applying that right under my lash line, and then I'm going to be going in with this light rust color, applying that to the outer corner, and then doing the same thing with the burnt orange as well. Then you're going to be going back into the highlight and just applying that to the inner corner of the eye to brighten it up a bit. Next, I'm going to be taking my L'Oreal So Kiss Me eyeliner in charcoal and just applying that to my lower waterline. Taking my NYX Epic Ink liner, I'm then going to be creating a nice sharp wing to really glam up this look. Taking my Too Faced Cocoa Contour Palette, I'm going to be taking medium cocoa and really just trying to chisel out my cheekbones and really add some more definition to my face before we go in to bronze it up. For this, I'm going to be taking my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer and just applying that all over the areas that the sun would naturally touch my face. Which, I mean, could be a lot of my face, but you know, where you would get tan and glowy and stuff that beauty gurus talk about. For my blush, I'm taking my Lorac Matte Blush in Tinge and just applying that to the apples of my cheeks before setting my face with my Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. Then I'm also going to be spraying some to my highlight brush, going into my Anastasia Beverly Hills That Glow Kit, taking Sunburst, and just really brightening up the glow on my cheekbones and nose. Next, I'm going to be taking my petroleum jelly and applying that into my eyelashes and my eyebrow hairs just so I don't have any hair ripped from my flesh. To protect our eyes from the blood, because obviously we're not ripping our eye out, you're going to be taking this cotton pad and you're going to be applying it to your face. But to start off, I like to map it around my face to kind of get an idea of where I'm going to lay it before going in with my liquid latex on a sponge and just applying that to the areas around the eye that I'm going to be gluing down. You don't need to put it all over the eye, just the circumference of the area that you're going to be laying the cotton pad. Then I just swept up a little bit of the extra liquid latex that wasn't benefiting the look and that was actually getting too close to my eyebrows for comfort. Even though we do have the Vaseline on it, I didn't like it and I wanted to get rid of it. Next, I'm going to prep my eyelashes by curling them. Then I'm going to be taking my Tarte Tarteist Lash Paint Mascara and just sweeping that through my eyelashes before moving on to false lashes. For my false lashes, I'm just taking my Kiss No. 11s and just applying them to my upper lash line. Once I'm done with that, I want to take a little bit of my liquid eyeliner and just go over the lash band to completely blend that into my natural eyelashes. Speaking of blending, I'm also going to be taking some Prostate and Cabasil, making some Bondo, and I'm going to be applying this to the edges of the cotton pad to try and blend up the edges and so it kind of looks more like real skin. I'm also going to be taking my liquid latex again and just stippling that all over the eye area. This is also going to help blend out the edges but also give a more consistent texture to the entire surface area. I'm also going to be applying a little bit of cotton on top of that and applying latex over top just so we can have some scraggly edges that are kind of like little pieces of flesh hanging out of your eye socket, because you're not going to have a completely flat surface. It is going to look bubbly and gross and yeah. Taking my Tarte Rainforest of the Sea foundation again, I'm going to be applying a little bit on the edges so it does look like raised skin. And then we're going to be going in with our Marilyn Paradise paint in black and just applying that to the very center of the eye socket area as if that is the hole that our eye used to be in. Then I'm going to be taking my Ben Nye Fresh Scab and just really chunking that up onto the eye area. And then I'm going to be creating a little bit more of realistic blood on top of that using my Ben Nye Dark Blood. And I'm just going to be allowing this to drip down my face however it sees fit. And you definitely want to make sure that you're covering all of the white areas so you don't see any of the bare cloth popping through. Taking our Skin Illustrator Flesh Palette, we're going to be taking Rose Adjuster and a chip brush and just applying that to the surrounding areas of the face to serve as the irritation for the wound. Then we're going to be taking a quick break from that, moving on to lips. I'm taking my NYX lip liner in Brick House and just outlining my lips. Then I'm going to be taking my ColourPop On Repeat Luxe lipstick and just filling in my lips. Taking our Walmart Vampire Blood, I'm then going to be adding a little bit more of this onto the eye. This is more of a red color, so it is kind of good that we're mixing some of the darker blood and the more fresh blood, so it kind of has a little bit more dimension. Next, we're going to be taking our Skin Illustrator FX palette, taking Aged Blood and Black, mixing those together and splattering that onto our face to add a little bit more of a darker blood tone. Then, last but not least, I did not record this, but you are going to be taking some of your KY jelly, applying that on your finger and to the cheekbones of your wounded eye, because this is going to create more of a shiny effect. And whenever you get injured, you know when they call it a shiner, that's basically the effect that you're going to be making, kind of making it look like there is already some fluid starting build up under the skin from the irritation. And that is the completed look. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a comment down below what you'd like to see next. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my videos. And with all of that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!